shit, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back, the All Pro Jaffos. Would love to tell you guys a few things that have been going on, but before we get to that, it's the All Pro Jaffos again, highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. This episode brought to you by Popple, uh, the number one digital business card for teams and individuals. Go to popple.co and use the promo code PVPFamily for 25% off, or for 20% off at checkout. Popple, we help professionals network better. I am your host, JP. Alongside me, as always, the 6'10 beast from the southeast, Mr. Country K. What up, K?
Konnichiwa.
That's how we got back to this, right? Oh.
No.
Took a little bit of we took a week hiatus. Apologize for that, but shit needed to be done in outside the light. But we got a nice show on the way for you guys today. A lot of things have been happening, at least on the NFL end, but we wanted to talk a little bit about some things about the WNBA and the possible futures of anything else that happens on the show. But we also have a guest coming on at 7:30. For those of you guys who don't know, he's been a social media viral sensation as a goalie for the Adult Safe Hockey League out there in Canada. Nick, the goalie, Nick Weston, will be joining us at 7:30 to talk a little bit about himself. I wanted to get him on because I'd like to give him a little bit of credit for the viewership and the followers and stuff like that we ended up gaining because of a reaction video that I did to one of the videos that he put. That video right now is currently sitting at 117,000 likes, or 117,000 views, over 5,000 likes, and it was literally myself and everybody else laughing along with the fact that this guy is literally playing hockey games while doing impersonations and even acting like his controller died in the middle of the game. So we'll talk to him a little bit about that once he comes on, but for right now, wanted to get into it. Kay, Kyler Murray signs his deal. $230.5 million is in Kyler Murray's bank account, or at least for the next few years, it'll be in his bank account. But an interesting addendum, as they called it, that they put into the contract that got leaked was that Kyler Murray is required by contract. He is required at least 4 hours of independent study for the week, for game planning and everything like that. 4 hours of individual independent study. My question to you, okay, how the fuck are they going to monitor that?
Hey, look. Hey.
Like, how the hell does this need to be thought? First of all, why do you need to have it into the contract? Were you so afraid that he wasn't going to be doing any independent study on his own that you had to make that a contractual thing? Because if so, I don't think the guy's worth $230 million if you're going to have to put that into the contract.
Oh my gosh, it's so much to go with this. Oh, all right. So people, this is my real reaction because this is the first time I'm hearing that part of it. When I saw Carl, I'm telling you, so when I saw Carl's contract come up on my phone, I was looking just like Jimmy, like, they gave him how much? I'm like, okay, this is what we giving Kyler off of 1 year.
Better be winning the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
But now that you hear that they're requiring 4 hours a week.
I gotta let it sit. I gotta let it sit. Oh. You ain't no damn Super Bowl Arizona. Talking about it ain't Kurt Warner. Anyway, no, I will say though, Kyler is good. He has
Is
good.
he $230 million good though? That's the question.
His ability is.
Mm.
His ability is. I'm not sure if his football acumen is. If that makes sense. Like his ability, like he can throw the ball like a $200 million man. He can run, he can get escape sacks. You know what I'm saying? He can do everything as far as like playing football. But if they got to put that in your contract that you got to study for 4 hours, my boy, you out here like Urban Meyer, like who the fuck is number 99 type shit? Like what the fuck is you talking about? Like, bro, are you fucking serious?
4 hours a week. 4 hours a week.
Study, bro. They paying you to study?
4 hours a week, bro.
I think
that's nothing. That's nothing, essentially. 4 hours in a week to prepare for a game? That's nothing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit might have fucked up their whole strategy on getting free agents. Nobody's gonna want to play with Kyler if that's what you got to get paid to study. You're not taking that shit serious. You might well go to baseball.
I'm not doing film study or any independent study unless I'm getting paid for it. If I'm not on the clock, then fuck it. I ain't doing it. What? Bro, you're supposed to be the franchise quarterback. You're supposed to be the guy that takes this team to the next level. And they have to incentivize you to actually do study work? Bro, you might as well have gone to the MLB, dude. Like, you might as well just gone and been in Oakland A.
Bro,
like that's just another angle. Fucking ridiculous.
Here's another angle. This motherfucker sends a goddamn ultimatum a few months back, and they have to pay you to study. You sent an ultimatum, bro, and they gotta pay you to study. Unless that's just some shit y'all trying to do to get some money, that shit sounds crazy to me.
No shit, right? I never thought you actually had to tell a franchise quarterback to study. To actually study game film. Either, hey, it doesn't have to be during team time. Do some on your own. The fact that you have to tell a professional football player in the NFL to study is baffling to me. That doesn't warrant $202 million or $230 million, 0.5. That is no. That's not deserving. If that's an incentive, no. 200 maybe. Not that extra 30 mil? No. You can kiss my ass on that one. You are not on the level of Patrick Mahomes. You are not on the level of Lamar Jackson. You are not on the level of Rodgers and everybody else with that much. Like, no. You have done shit. You have had plenty of opportunities in the beginning of the season. Last year they went 8-1 to start off the whole season and then had that fucking fat ass collapse. Everybody was talking about Kyler Murray being the MVP of the league in that stretch. He was doing so well. But then that last half of the season, what the fuck happened? You crumbled. Absolutely crumbled. In the worst way possible. You didn't even make the playoffs. Absolutely. From 8-1 to nothing. To getting nowhere. That's just, it's inexcusable. And it was not just due to bad coaching decisions, because, obviously coaching was also a big factor in that. But the quarterback play by Kyler Murray was nothing to brag about. Yeah, he showed flashes here and there. Obviously, he can run, he can throw the football and everything, do the right thing. But his decision-making aspects, it just... Nothing about his play tells me, hey, this is a $230 million man. What part of that tells you he is? Oh, yeah, he could put up numbers, but shit. Matthew Stafford, up until he was in L.A., was robbing the Lions a shit ton of money, not producing a goddamn thing. You got quarterbacks like Sam Bradford making hundreds of millions of dollars from the Rams and whatever other team that he went for after that, and absolutely fucking sucked. It's been proven. You don't need to be a franchise guy to be making a shit ton of fucking money at the quarterback position. But if you're the franchise, the guy they are building their team around, Tom, the guy who's supposed to make your organization be able to hold up a Lombardi trophy needs to be incentivized to stay. I bet you Tom Brady read that and said, "What the fuck? Are you serious?
No,
Are
no,
you
I don't
serious?"
think. I don't think Tom even went there. He like, well, that's a W. He penciled that in. Well, that's a W.
I know I've already beaten him. That's for fucking damn sure. You're not going to outwork Tom Brady, and then the fact that you have to incentivize that shit. Oh, man. He's just going to be another guy that just wows you in the regular season and then does nothing. Another one of those overpaid guys.
Dak Prescott.
Man. Oh, yeah. Another Dak Prescott.
Hey, did you see that video of the Cowboys starting?
I am hoping to God that that's just a commercial that they were filming or whatever. Because if that's literally what the team looks like, there's no chance in hell. There's no chance in hell. I don't even think the running back that they had in there, I don't even think the last name was spelled correctly. I think it was just loose fitting jerseys and shit, looking like Pop Warner style. Pads are too big for them. Nothing looked fitted at all. The offensive linemen all look like fucking big sumo dude from The Replacements. Just walking up there, Nandishka. That's what we're. I'm like, I hope to God that is a fucking commercial of some sort that they're filming, and Dak is the star of it, because everything else around him, if that is what the Cowboys offense looks like this season. Oh, Matt Sticks might be a Jets fan for the rest of his life. There might be no coming back. There may be no coming back. Oh, my goodness gracious. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I hope to God this is a commercial. I hope to God for the Dallas Cowboys' sake, this is just a commercial for them. Ooh, boy. That shit was wild. That shit was wild. But I mean, I don't know, man. When it comes to Kyler Murray, seeing that and then seeing that they have to incentivize him, and again, I don't know how you monitor that. You would have to literally have somebody having to him go to a study hall or some shit and be monitored, and then putting in times and all that type of shit.
No. You just he got badges. They have badges, bro. All they gotta do is just check whenever time you went in fucking place.
No, but what I'm saying is it's not independent study as if I'm gonna go home and do this. Yeah. No, you need to be at the facility doing that to make sure that you're actually doing it.
My point. They have to use badges and codes to get in the facility.
Bro,
so you can just check. I got that, but you can check the times and check the cameras. I mean, shit, it's childish that you got to put it in the contract.
That's babysitting,
bro. You put it in. You put a babysitter contract together, bro. That's kind of what you got to do at that point. You
Baby know what I'm saying? Baby Yoda threw a tantrum, so in order to get our full, we gave him his money, but he's gonna actually have to study. It's like, God damn, bro. I'm sorry if I'm the Cardinals, and I see that. I wouldn't mind just sucking for a year and then fucking getting one of the top QBs to come in the next year's draft. Wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. It's not worth the money or the headache.
Nah.
To be honest with you. It's just not.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. They ain't had shit since they had Kurt. So they kind of, at this point, they like, shit, we ain't trying to be sorry. We can sit here and babysit this little motherfucker. And hopefully something might come out of it because he's an immense talent. He got talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's undeniable. But
the bullshit that come with it, it might work. That's kind of what they banking on, that it might work.
How much can ego run? before it's finally put in check?
I mean, it always gets checked, but I mean, some people still running on their ego right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, where's the limit? Where's the limit to this shit? Because it feels like the ones that are getting paid X amount of money, they're not performing at all, but they have the skill set to, like, they're essentially getting paid off potential of what they could possibly do. And at that point, it's just kind of a waste of time and money for the team. So it's just, again, if I'm a general manager and I'm looking at that, and he's like, oh, with the social media handles and all that other kind of stuff, I'm looking at that going, bro, you want to be here? Hey, fine, you can be somebody else's headache. We can get some good draft capital from you. Hey, we got a first rounder for fucking we gave up a first rounder for Hollywood Browns. Like, we'll be able to get more back for just selling or giving your contract to somebody else. Like, and then we can just capitalize on that and get one of the young QBs coming up. But
yeah, Kyler can fucking goddamn play you too. Because like Kyler always got that card, he can retire and go to baseball. Because he already got drafted.
I'm not even gonna be like, oh, the only leverage that he would have is if, well, one, Oakland is not, or Oakland. Yeah, no, Oakland. They're still in Oakland. The Oakland A's are not going to pay him anywhere near the amount that he's getting in the NFL. That's number one. They never have, and they never will. So that's just plain and simple. Second, I would tell Kyle, like, that's your leverage. You're going to sit in the minors for a little while because you haven't played baseball. Since you got drafted, you've been all football and everything like that. So you're going to have to sit in the minors in order to be able to get your shit back together before you get there. So you're going to sit in the minors for a measly contract. Really? Is that something that you want? But, I mean, we'll get back to that in a little bit. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, he is here. We've brought him on. He's finally here. We've got to give credit where the credit is due, because we've gotten a few followers and a few views and just based off the reactions of this man's videos. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Nick the goalie, Nick Weston. What's up, my man? Welcome to the show.
Not too much, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely, brother. I had to say this because I came across your videos on Instagram, the reels and everything else like that. And one thing that I couldn't really believe, I was like, holy shit, he's doing all of this during a game. Like, this is, the controller died, had me dead. I'm like, this man literally, and it's not even like you were close to the net. You were pretty far out from the net. And you sat there for a good 5 to 10 seconds, it seemed like, and nobody came at you? Like, nobody at all decided, hey, we might need to get this guy. Is he really doing this? Where did all of this come to? Did you have this idea from a long time ago? You just recording yourself and your reactions, mic'd up stuff, or how did that all come into play?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to be like a content creator, and I just, I dabbled in a bunch of different video genres, and none of it was like kind of really the right fit for me. Because I wanted to be consistent, and hockey was the one thing that I did consistently every week and stuff. So I thought, how funny would it be just to put a mic and a GoPro in the net at the time and, see how that goes. And it didn't really go anywhere early on. It kind of started in 2018, I think is when I started to give it a go. Didn't really go anywhere until TikTok came along and decided to try it again in 2020. And then that's when the snowball just got so huge.
So now, is it I've tried to do a little bit of research, and from what I saw, it's the Adult Safe Hockey League.
Yeah.
Is it that you guys? So your team is the team that you play for?
Yeah, I played for two teams in the ASHL. Hattrick Swayze is my summer team, and then Dynamite is my my team throughout the summer and winter.
And then, so this league, I mean, you started here, you said 2018, or was it earlier than
Yeah.
that? And then 2018 was when you just decided to.
Yeah, 2018 was when I kind of started the videos, and then when they started to become a little more popular, I was like, okay, maybe I have to start playing year round. And that's when I started to join the ASHL and just started playing year round so I could keep the content up.
Is it a just for fun thing, or is it something like you actually have aspirations of possibly moving on to some sort of next level?
It's just for fun and for now, and I would love to see it grow into something, sustainable at some point. Maybe that would be the the long-term goal and dream, I guess, too. But yeah, for now, I'm happy with where I'm at, and I got lots of big things planned in the future to change up the videos a little bit. So really excited about that.
I was just about to say, I was like, is there anything that you can kind of give away of what's to come, or are you trying to keep everything hush hush until it actually gets here?
Well, I've been working for months on this one video idea. I'm really gonna try and switch my focus over to YouTube. And to be honest with you, a lot of I mean, I love all the hockey creators. Don't get me wrong, but I can only watch so much of it before it gets a little repetitive, and that's for me too personally. Like my videos as well. I feel like I get bored of them sometimes. So if I'm bored of them, then the audience is bored of them. So I'm working on a way to keep retention the best I can. And I have this idea that I'm not going to give away yet, but I think they're going to do quite well. What's planned?
Are you trying to go like exclusively to YouTube, or are you going to keep trying to utilize the reels and stuff on Instagram and Facebook? Because I've actually kind of noticed that the reels is kind of where it's at right now, especially Facebook and Instagram. That's where it needs to be. Like, yeah, you can have posts and stuff like that, but reels is kind of where it's at. Did it take you very long to kind of figure that out, or was that something that you kind of stumbled upon as well?
Yeah. So how that kind of all started was I started on TikTok. That was basically my main place where I started posting. Grew a little following there, and then Instagram introduced Reels. So I was like, okay, well, I should probably post to Reels. And then that's when my Instagram following grew a bit because I was just making those consistent videos, the same video, and just posting it on Instagram for those who don't have TikTok. And then I don't know how this is for timing, but YouTube introduced shorts, and I was like, well, I make short form content. Why not just upload to YouTube? And then the YouTube started to pick up a bit. So it's really important to kind of stay on those trending things that the social media pages are putting out. Whatever it is, you got to take advantage of it. That's the way that I've looked at it, and it's been working nicely for me.
I would say it's kind of seems like it's been snowballing a bit. Like you come on one thing, and it's just like, oh, hey, this is working. Oh, wait, this is the same thing. It's just multiple platforms to be able to grow the audience. And speaking of the audience and stuff like that, everything, at least from what I've been seeing, comment sections and stuff like that, everything is pretty well received and stuff like that. Do you have any? So when it comes to like social media influencers and stuff like that, I want to find out uh, any weird stories when it comes to followers either hitting at you with the DMs or crazy fan whatever in your comment section, or have you had any? I mean, you've gotten millions of views, all over the place. So there's got to be something where it made you just, what the hell was that? Like, has there been anything noteworthy that you'll kind of bring with you and remember for a while?
Yeah, shockingly, everything's been super well received, and I don't get too much weird DMs or weird comments. I want to get chirped though, so I'm a little disappointed that I'm not getting chirped too much, but because I like to have fun with that. But I've been asked to be a sugar baby twice. That's probably the one that that's probably the one that's stuck in my head or stand out the most, at least.
They couldn't take the offer, I'm assuming.
I don't know. That's not me. I'm just gonna focus on what I'm doing now. Thanks for the offer. You'll find someone. I hope, maybe.
Hey, fair. Everyone has their stick and what what works for them. But hey, that's pretty hilarious. That just get, hey, I'll be your sugar baby. Like, wow, okay. Or
Yeah.
you can be my sugar baby. Like, well, I think I'm already doing pretty good on my own. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Talk a little bit about the ASHL, because my first impression, I kind of thought about it as like almost like a beer league softball type of thing, but then I kind of looked at it, I was like, oh, this kind of looks more like a semi-pro type of deal. Like, what's the ASHL all about?
ASHL is all beer league. It's all beer league guys, but they have
Okay.
a bunch of different levels, which is really nice. So you could really just be anywhere in your hockey journey, and you can just play there. They have, I think the lowest is E division, and it could go all the way to A, which are ex pros. And then they even introduced like 30 plus leagues, or 35 plus, or 40 plus, 50 plus. So you can really just dial it in and find exactly what you're looking for, which is really nice.
What do those 50 plus games look like? Because I can just imagine 50 plus 50, 60-year-olds on the ice. What does that visually look like? Have you been to any of those games?
Oh yeah, I mean, most of my content is playing with guys in around that age. It's a little slower, some more than others. Like some of them, are actually a lot of fun to play in. Like my casual league, or my casual group, where the controller died. That isn't ASHL. That's just a casual group, and it's an older group of guys, but they're a lot of fun to play with. And but there are other guys that are just really slow and can't take passes, can't make passes, and one time they'll shoot at your pads, and the next time it's going to go bar down. Like it's fun because it's hard to read, and you always got to stay on your toes with things with guys like that. But it's fun.
So now we're at a point where, I mean, like you said, you're getting into different things. You're expanding. You're wanting to do more. Things have been well received. When it comes to, at least in the now, what makes you think of is this all like on the fly? You just, all right, here's the mic, there's the camera, whatever comes at the top of the dome is what's getting done, or is there a little bit of, there's some practice before a game, what you might do or what you possibly think of beforehand?
For the most part, it's on the fly, just whatever happens in the moment. But sometimes there are things that I like to, brainstorm a bit. It's like, oh, it'd be funny if I do this, or sometimes I just put myself in bad situations on purpose because it can make good content.
Oh yeah, no, team's fine. We're good. No, I need the contact.
Yeah, content's king right now. So I mean, the whole controller died thing. I was like, oh, this could be kind of fun.
I was gonna say, was that something that was just on the fly, or was that something you thought about in the right situation? I'm gonna pull this off.
Yeah, that one was on the fly. I was like, oh, let's come out a little bit and see if anybody takes the puck from me.
Nobody did. It took the first. I think everyone might have been in shock.
Yeah, one guy tried. You can see it in the video. I think I cropped in a little bit. You see one guy just take a tap at it, but he just skates right by, just a tap and skate right by, and just held it for a couple more seconds. And that was a good clip. It was well received by a lot of people. So.
Oh yeah, it really was one of those. I was just like, I think everyone on the ice seemed just as shocked as people who were probably watching it, going, "This dude really just out in the middle of the ice with the puck, not doing anything with it? Like what's he gonna do?" Like that's pretty. And the sound effects, what the one where you went like that one had me rolling. Like random, just top of the head stuff.
Top of the head stuff, and I kind of get inspired just by watching things on YouTube or watching TV, and then sometimes it just sticks in my head, and then I'll just do it out on the ice, and I was like, oh yeah, I was watching that show earlier, and I guess it was just stuck in my head.
Oh man, and have you gotten any like phone calls or any like emails, anybody reaching out from either somewhere on the next level or somebody who might want to work with you in the content creating aspect? Maybe you might not be on the ice, but hey, you can help us in production value and what could be cool. for everybody else? Have you gotten reached out by anybody?
Not like that. No. I wish they did because I really like just making content and be happy to work with anybody if it makes sense, I guess.
Somebody in the NHL needs to. Hey, let's mic the goalies and just watch the magic, because I feel like there could be some goalies in the NHL who can do some really good chirping down on the ice. So
Yeah. I mean,
I think what you're doing is, because I've never seen really anything like. I mean, you've seen mic'd up moments, guys on the ice and everything else like that, but you never really saw the comedy aspect of it, like a goalie just kind of out there having fun doing his thing, in the middle of a game. So hopefully that inspires others, and maybe even at the professional level and hopefully they'll give you credit too. There's a lot of people, and we've talked about on this show there. We've talked about certain things, and all of a sudden ESPN picks it up. A couple days later. Hold on, we just talked about that. Like, so hopefully they give you credit, somewhere down the line. Hey, yeah, this dude Nick the goalie, yeah, he was really the inspiration behind this, not acting like it's their own brainchild. Because if I'm not mistaken, you're pretty much the first one to come out with content like this.
In a way, yeah. Definitely not the first when it comes to mic'd up. I think either Trafford Oilers or Kane Van Gate they're kind of like the pioneers of the YouTube goalie space or influencer goalie space, if you want to call it that. Yeah, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't get the idea from Trafford Oilers to be mic'd up. So, yeah, he posted a lot of mic'd up in his junior days, and recently he's just brought it back for his pro hockey career, and it's great stuff. I love hearing it, and I love seeing a bit of personality in the game because the game just needs it. It's lacking personality, and I love to see some funny bits thrown in there. I was always just a huge fan of the NHL 24/7 because you just get to be, you feel like you're in the room in a way, and you get to hear things and see things that the average fan doesn't get to see most of the time. So, yeah, I like to, I like to see the personality in the game grow a little bit, and if I can inspire others to do that, that's amazing.
Absolutely. Now, is there anything in the NHL that you see personally? Because I mean, obviously, somebody who plays hockey, I'm assuming you're a fan of hockey. Watching it in general. Is there anything that you believe that the NHL could possibly do to kind of either bring more viewership or something in order to kind of grow the game? It's got hockey has what I would like to call the equivalent of like a cult following. Not like universally in the States, at least. It's not the biggest sport here, but there's a good following, especially enough to keep it afloat. So is there anything that you see now that can help the popularity of the game?
Good question. I think you got to get the kind of the higher end influencers involved, like Pavel Barber, Zach Bell. I know they're starting to do that. They brought them out to the All-Star game and stuff. But hockey is just like the audience is just so old and by the book. And I personally appreciate Trevor Zegras plays and stuff like that. Just something new to the game and new and fresh. Try a couple things. If it doesn't work, then move on to the next thing. But I don't know, like rookies versus vets, before the season, begins or whatever, just or like retired alumni or whatever, or like a ball hockey game, or I don't know, just some sort of like I don't know. I mean, the possibilities are endless of what you can really do to bring more people in, because I would love to see it for the game needs it.
Well, I mean, it would give more people more outlets, because I know there's a lot of times where people kind of get bored in between seasons and stuff, because at least in the States and stuff, it's really only centralized around football and basketball and baseball, and even baseball is kind of dying off right now. So it's kind of one of those looking for a sport, looking for something to kind of keep our interests and everything. So when you look at hockey, it's an exciting sport. it's not something that I, grew up watching. So when I actually moved to California and started like the Sharks and I've just been seeing like lately like the Golden Knights and everything like that. But I've been to a few Sharks games and actually being there in the stadium. I mean, the atmosphere is absolutely electric. The games are fast paced and fun to watch. So it does kind of sit here and make me wonder, what is it that hockey is missing? Is it the personalities? Is it the content? Is it, maybe the NHL isn't promoting their superstars the right way? Like, is there anything, maybe intake that you might put in there that could possibly help out?
Yeah, I do think the players definitely have something to do with it. Every interview you see, it's the same answer. And they're talking like this, and we got to get pucks deep, we got to get pucks in the net, and blah blah. We've all heard it before. Where like basketball guys will go like, "I'm the best in the world right now. Nobody can beat me." That's the stuff I want to see in the game. Me personally, I think it'd be good for even for each individual player's brand, but I don't think we'll ever see anything like that.
I mean, it is kind of wild, especially how brutal the sport can be. How, I don't want to say down to earth, but like very generic and kind of humble, almost gentleman's game type of thing. As hard hitting and as brutal as it can be, there's a lot of chirping on the ice, I'm sure. But again, it's by the book style stuff. It's not anything outside of the realm of something like you said. Like, it's just robotic at this point. It's just kind of the same answers, and it's really kind of the same questions. You got guys over there on Letterkenny kind of making fun of that aspect of the whole thing. Like this,
I love that so much. Cracks me up.
I watch it and I go like, if this is anything what it really is like, I'm like, that's fucking hilarious, and I want to see more of it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems just the personalities are kind of. Do you see anything in the generations coming up that might be changing that, or is it just kind of? It seems like it's the same old story, no matter what league you're really in.
I don't know. It seems same old to me, but or who was it? The guy that got drafted by, who was it? Tampa Bay. I think it was Tampa Bay, who says, I'm the best looking guy here. I'm the best dressed guy here. And he went like 31st overall or something. That's what I want to see. I want to see more of that guy.
Guys that were overconfident and not necessarily in the position to be that way. They just are.
It's just refreshing.
Yeah, well, again,
but whatever. But as a fan, I see that as kind of refreshing.
Well, I mean, again, it's something. It's new. It's something that it's not over, because you see the other sports. There's at least some sort of evolution. Not so much as baseball, but that's a bad example. I'm just saying, like, other sports, it evolves with either fan bases and they start to encourage certain behaviors and everything. Like hockey, one of the things at least that I remember was so attracted to it was the fighting aspect of it. Like, I was like, oh wow, like, dude, like if you hit somebody wrong, you get 5 minutes for that. That cool. Any other league, you're getting arrested. Like any other league, you're getting walked off the field. I just go sit in timeout for 5 minutes. That was awesome. And now it's being dialed back. It's kind of looked as goonish, and it's almost frowned upon now. And I'm like, something that brought the game to where it is being frowned upon is kind of baffling to me. Like, why are they trying to take that out of the game?
Because it's dangerous, I guess. But
boxing's dangerous, but they allow that to happen.
You're definitely seeing a shift towards more like a speed and skill kind of game, where you don't see the enforcer role as much anymore. Or if there is an enforcer role, the enforcer is also like really, really skilled.
I don't know, man. I'm just looking at it going, I get like the unnecessary fighting and everything like that. But that's one thing. But like retaliation stuff, especially for like cheap shots and stuff like that. Come on. I mean, anybody on any other team, we're gonna throw the gloves down and let's do. Like, it's not even gonna. But to kind of, I'm just hearing, because wanting to know a little bit more about it. We, especially here on this show, we want to bring more than just the top three, and we don't even do baseball because it's not even much to talk about right now. So it's just, we're trying to learn more. So, but from what I see from the past to what it is now, it's a little watered down. But like you said, the skill level at least is still up there. It's just there's something lacking. But
Yeah, no, it's true because I would love to see, or I don't know. I mean, depends on the team. I guess it just depends on the teams. Like if it's a battle of Alberta, I love seeing all the fights and the occasional goalie fights too. But
have you ever been in a goalie fight?
With a friend once, so I wouldn't really count that. But I can't fight to save my life, so I'll take the L there.
we'll stay as the guy doing the voices and losing the power to the controller on the ice, rather than fighting. But
I've always said to myself, if I ever get into that situation where somebody doesn't like me talking out there and wants to fight, I will let it happen if it gets to it, because it'd be great content.
Oh man, hey, Nick the goalie, yeah, the guy that you guys were laughing. His fighting is comedy too. You should watch that.
Exactly. It would be hilarious. So if it ever presents itself, maybe I'll rattle some feathers a little bit.
I was gonna say we might get a clip right here. You gonna be calling anybody out, getting Nick the goalie an open challenge for content, or?
No, but if it happens in the moment and somebody's really upset, then I'll get in their face. I think it'll be great.
All right. Well, if it happens, I will be reacting to it in the best way. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick, the goalie, Nick Weston, appreciate you for hanging out with us for a little bit, and we appreciate the fact that you're putting out this content that's actually helping us gain viewership and followers too. So we appreciate you in that aspect as well, Nick. Good luck with everything else, and we can't wait to see the content and everything that you do coming up. Appreciate it, my man.
That's terrific, guys. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, Nick the goalie. Appreciate it, man. Oh my god, yeah, dude. It's just it's pretty funny because again, we got quite a few followers from that reaction video. A lot of views, likes, and followers and everything else like that. People getting added to the JAFFO army left and right, and not only do we want to get better, we like seeing other people eat and get better too. So seeing him just out there having fun and creating content and everything else like that, it's cool to see. So go give Nick the goalie a follow, Nick the goalie _1 on all social media platforms, especially YouTube. Look for that as well, because again, he's got something coming, and it's going to be interesting to see. And that interview, or that conversation, I'll call it interview, that conversation brought to you by Raise Energy. You guys already know, the best energy drink on the entire planet. Raise Energy, they have back-to-back Clash of the Cans and Champions. They come out with limited time offers every single month, and they just did the Blue Shock. That is, they're now from limited time to absolute permanent. The gear, the pre-workouts, everything that you can need from Raise Energy. Go to repsports.com, REPP sports.com, and use the promo code ALPHARAISE for 15% off of your order. Raise Energy, demand more, join the Raise Rebellion, and we appreciate Raise for being with us since day one. So now getting into even more talk today. First of all, okay, what'd you think about Nick? A little feedback from Nick. What'd you think?
Cool guy. To be full disclosure, I didn't even know he was coming on today.
Oh, I thought I told. Oh, I didn't tell you guys.
I had no idea.
Shit!
if you look back on this episode, when you get to the moment you like, we got Nick coming on at 7:30, you see my face. I was like, oh, we got a guest today. Like, oh shit.
I could have sworn I told you guys. Oh shit, that's my fault. Completely my fault. Surprise guest for Kay. Not a surprise at all for me. Okay.
I didn't even see the video, so I was like, all of this was new. That's why I just faded into the darkness like Homer Simpson. There was no disrespect to Nick or anything like that. I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Oh damn. Well, all right. Well, that I guess I could say. Well, as far as watching the video, that's on you because I know I've sent plenty of pictures and stuff like that about how that thing was going up and viewership and everything. I know I've done that before, so that one is on you. But not knowing the guest, that's on me. I should have communicated that, or better. I thought I did, but obviously I was hitting this a little too often, and I did not.
I feel like it's definitely my fault I didn't see the video, but at the same time, normally when you tell us we have guests and you've done something as far as already before talking about them or something, you'll say like, I did some shit on the podium, and then I'll go check again. Like that's my double check or whatever the fuck. Because when you bring it up or whatever, and then I'll be like, oh shit, let me go check that shit out really quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should have saw it the first go round.
It's all good. It's all good. We do things and it worked out anyway. But yeah, appreciate Nick once again for hanging out with us a bit and talking a little bit about himself and how he's at where he's at. Videos are just fucking hilarious, bro. I remember coming across it going like, wait a minute, he's doing all of this during a game. Like, where is this? And then it just sent me down the rabbit hole of the league and everything else like that. But he's there to make content and do it as funny as possible, and everything kind of brings some light to the game of hockey. Because again, it is an exciting sport to watch, especially if you're there live. It's fast paced. It's just the marketing and everything else like that. There's a problem with it. They don't market nearly as well as the other sports too, and I think that's one of hockey's biggest problems is their lack of marketing ability. But I mean, eventually, I mean, you either evolve or you die, so they're gonna have to figure it out at some point. But yeah, once again, appreciate Nick for coming on and hanging out with us for a little bit and talking back and forth. One subject that we wanted to talk about, or at least one that I wanted to talk about, is something that we've been talking about at least off air. We wanted to talk a little bit about and kind of bring more of coverage, I guess you could say, to the WNBA. And we started getting into a little bit of what you would call a conundrum of why the WNBA is in the state that it's in. Now, I want to make a full disclosure, and you're seeing me just like move shit. Sorry, I gotta do everything from my phone. Full disclosure: what you're about to hear, not everybody is gonna agree with, and that's okay. But just know that everything that we say on this show, for the most part, has been, certain conversations and reactions and stuff like that are on the fly, but certain discrepancies, like the ways we feel about in certain things, like we sit here, we think, we try not to think too irrationally. But we came to kind of a bit of an understanding of why the WNBA is kind of sinking. And first things first, not the, I shouldn't say the idea. Well, it is the idea. The idea of the equal pay aspect of, WNBA players not making nearly as much money as NBA players. You got to get to the facts of the matter and how business is actually run and how things have been going and how you can't necessarily blame it on somebody who's got something swinging between their legs or the NBA itself. Okay, I asked you this. The lack of female attendance for as much as people advocate for the equal pay, nobody's showing up to the games. So it becomes, instead of blaming everyone else around you for what is, why not look in the mirror? Like we saw that quote with Bill Burr. It's like, the WNBA has been subsidized by the NBA forever, but you don't see feminists, you don't see women, you don't see anybody like packing the stadiums. As much as they're out and protesting for equal pay and all this other kind of stuff, they're not actually at the games for it to mean anything. It's like you can't pay these ladies what the men are making because the income isn't there. They can't. They physically can't. They're already being subsidized by the NBA to stay afloat. If that money's not coming in, they're not going to be able to pay the players that much money. So with ladies not being able to come in and fill the stadium and not paying attention to it, it's a little baffling to me. It's like there's a whole lot of talk, not a whole lot of action. I mean, Kay, in the long run, we've seen these women play, and they can play. These ladies can ball. But, I mean, from your aspect and how you see it, what needs to be done, and do you think it can be done?
Well, I think Bill Burr summed that shit up perfectly. Personally. Because it's a league for women. Why the fuck aren't women watching it?
I saw that stand up, and he's like, women are more intrigued with, the Real Housewives and women breaking other women down and everything else like that, rather than women coming together and work. I thought it was a good joke, but then when you actually kind of look at it, it's kind of like, whoa. I mean, again, you can't really make the argument of they should have equal pay when you're not packing the seat. You have to be the ones who, all these feminists are come out and saying that this should happen. They're not at the games. Like every player in the U.S. women's soccer team, they're not at WNBA games all the time. They're at NBA games. We've seen that, on camera and everything. Megan Rapinoe and everybody else. They're at NBA games courtside. If they're at WNBA games, I haven't seen it, or they haven't covered it as if something that's all these, athletes and stuff like that everywhere. I mean, their families, they're literally only playing in front of like 500 to 1,000 people. Like it's barely, not even half the gym. And it's like, well, how do you want them to get better, and how do you want them to get paid if you're not showing up? Like, I don't understand the blaming process in this whole thing. Like, I mean, I would love to be able to cover more of the WNBA, Because again, like at least from what I've seen, these ladies do ball out. The fundamentals of everything, like it's all there. But there's got to be at least a little bit of self-awareness, right? Like at some point, you
it
got to
don't
look
sound
yourself in
like
the
it's
mirror and
none.
really that's the problem, though. That's a big problem because if you're not able to have a little bit of self-awareness about the situation, you're not going to get better. It's not going to change. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of shocked because again, there's like simple solutions to all of it, but and it's just not being done. It's just the fact of reality of it. Uh, I don't know, man. There's just a lot of things that uh, uh, if 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 other women are so up in arms about it, fucking pack the seats. You know, get in there and go support these women. Pay less attention to what's happening with Kim Kardashian and let's look at the career of Candace Parker. You know, Lisa Leslie. You know, Michelle Miller. You know, all of these women who came and played the game of basketball and did it well at a high level. You
You
know,
talking
let's
about
go
Cheryl
start.
Miller?
Cheryl Miller,
Talking about Reggie?
sorry. Why did I say Michelle?
I
Why
was
did I say
like,
Michelle?
he's like,
I
who
was like,
the
did I
fuck
say
is
Michelle Miller?
Michelle Miller?
Did I say Michelle Miller? Cheryl. Sorry.
You said
Cheryl.
Michelle. I'm like, who is
Mhm.
Michelle?
My bad. There's probably a Michelle in there, but I'm just saying. I got the names mixed. See? We're not talking about it enough, so I'm fucking up on names. All right?
You can't
That's a
fuck up
problem.
on Cheryl though.
I know,
Cheryl's
I
the
know.
better
It's
Miller.
inexcusable. It's inexcusable. Yes.
But no,
I
seriously though, all seriousness, I feel like at this point, I feel like if you don't complain about the WNBA, you got a former player or a current player, or you got to show your fucking goddamn season ticket holders card or information. You got to show us some season ticket holder shit. Because if you're not involved, I don't want to fucking hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to show me a recent ticket of going to the game. Like show me some flossing ass Instagram bullshit. You at the WNBA game sitting courtside because you know them tickets about $75. So
or less. There are some games
no,
where
I
they're
ain't gonna do
giving
them
away
like that.
tickets. No, seriously. There are some
Good.
games where they are giving away tickets to pack seats. Like I'm not even kidding. I wish I was kidding, but that's a sad fact. Yeah, so that's what I'm
Hey,
saying. Like
shit.
you know, so it's kind of like again, you know, you gotta if you're gonna talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. Like you need to have if you're gonna have this support, then be there, be courtside. You know, have all you know, just as much legacy as y'all say there is. Show it. Be proud of it. Put that stuff out there. Like get like I mean I don't know what needs to happen. You know, the quality of play is fine. It's getting better. You know, it's getting better than, you know, having final scores of 54 to 53. It's better than that. You know, now like the players that are coming up out of college and everything else like that, it's all getting better. It's going in the right direction. It's just a matter of getting the people who supposedly show all of the support in the world to actually put their money where their mouth is and get to the stadium and support these women. Look, that's really what it's going to come down to. I mean, I would love to say like, oh yeah, you know, we need to have, you know, more men should probably, you know, but again, and Bill Burr put this, we have our own. This was for you guys. This was something that you wanted. This was something like, well, get there and show your support. There needs to be more women at these WNBA games than there needs to be men. You know, to be honest. You know, because like you said, we've got our own sports to worry about. We got our NFL and NBA team. Not to say that we won't watch, but there's just already so much and everything going on But it's like it's again with all this talk of there needs to be the equal pay. Well, you need to finance that equal pay. It'll impress me the day the WNBA is no longer subsidized by the NBA and can stay afloat by itself. When it can do that, when the WNBA finally gets the amount of support and the amount of finances that these ladies really do deserve. They bust their ass on the court every day. The women on the court are busting their ass every single day. You cannot take that away from them. But what's taken away from them is the lack of actual support. There's talk, but there's no actual physical support. So the day that the WNBA can run on its own will be a successful day in women's sports. Bar none, hands down. And that'll be something to actually see because like it and I'd be happy. I'd be happy to see it. That's true progress and everything else like that. But it's just hard for me to listen to people's arguments when they're not willing to back up those arguments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. So right now, I just looked up Michael Jordan's largest contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
His largest contract was $33.1 million.
For 1 year? Or like $34 million over a span of like 4 or 5?
It was 1 year.
1 year making 30-something million?
1 year, record-setting $30.1 million. He topped it the next year. The last dance year, he made $30.1 million. The next year, he made $33.1. So think about it like this. LeBron James' largest contract is shitting on Michael Jordan's largest. But everybody believes Jordan is a better player. My point of saying all of that is look at the growth of the game. Where you have the best player that you believe the best player ever has made less money than the people that some believe to be the best player ever. You see what I'm saying? But it's not a consensus.
But you wouldn't measure somebody's greatness based on somebody or how much somebody got paid.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the growth of the game. The growth of the game to where
financially and everything.
LeBron was able to make that much money just, off of a contract, like a max deal. Like James Harden got a max deal 1 year. He made a shitload of money. You get what I'm saying? Like Giannis max deal. Like Bradley Beal max deal. Like all of these motherfuckers max deal is like damn near making what Jordan made. You know what I'm saying? And none of them motherfuckers is Jordan. You get what I'm saying? And it's like the growth of the game got to that point where it's like you got stars, but they not like that guy. You know what I'm saying? And that guy during his time was a fucking crazy amount of money. Nowadays, it's a rest contract. So the game has to grow. You have to grow your game to where that money makes sense. And that's all it is. It's like he said, that's what I was saying about that point about the women have to go to the games. Like, yeah, the men will support, but it's like at the same time, y'all got to be the backbone to y'all sport. You get what I'm saying? Like, to be all the way honest, like you gotta be the backbone. That's just straight up and forward what it is. You gotta go pack them seats. You gotta make it cool. You gotta make it cool. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, as a person that was in the fucking goddamn in his horse days, I'm not in that now. Nor I just go to work now and go to sleep and smoke and shit.
You're not that guy anymore.
I'm nowhere near that guy anymore. Dude's gonna go where a bunch of females are. They're gonna go where a bunch of females are. So if y'all start packing the WNBA games, dude's gonna show the fuck up. I can tell you that right now. They gonna show the fuck up. Whether they thirsty or they
now we are not telling you that the best of our species is going to be there. Okay, because if you go to any NFL, MLB, NBA stadium,
it's a mixed bag.
Men are animals.
It's a mixed bag.
When it comes to sport. It's a mixed bag. Yeah, there's stadium etiquette. There's proper stadium etiquette. But there's some fucking animals. And to be completely honest, like we're at our worst probably. In high competitive moments, we're at our worst. That's just what it is. But again, most guys, if they see that it's literally a stadium full of women who have an interest in the sport that we also have an interest in, that's another talking point that we can have in the relationship or something like
a
that.
Motherfucker. Man, she should shoot more from the elbow because she got a higher percentage there. He started talking like he a damn statistician.
The domino effect, the snowball, it's all there. It's all there. You just got to get up and fucking pack a lunch. That's all it means. That means you have to do it.
Ladies, in this situation, y'all got to take Instagram's blueprint, bro. You got to use dudes thirst. You got to use dudes thirst. You got to take Instagram. Think about who's the most popular people. Females that barely got their clothes on.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say the women's sports.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying as far as using dudes thirst. I'm not saying go out there and have bikinis and do all that. No, I'm saying females pack games because dudes gonna show up. That's it. You can be regularly dressed and be.
I was gonna say we had to make that very clear because some people were gonna misinterpret.
Presentable and be ladies, be women, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Well, however you identify yourself, whatever pronoun you choose. I don't want to disrespect you and fuck you up at any moment, any second. And then continue with my point. Y'all got to use that. You got to use that as a blueprint. Like I feel like that's y'all only card right now because you trying to use celebrities. LeBron done went to a bunch of games. CP3 done went to a bunch of games. You see what I'm saying? Like they trying. They
got to capitalize on it. They're trying to help. Yeah.
They definitely trying. So it's like
here's the question that I ask, and I feel like to some people it's an obvious one, but again to people like to ones who actually understand the game and can appreciate like fundamentals and everything else like that, I ask this: could it really be the lack of physical phenomenons like dunking, the lack of like these incredible dunks from the free throw line and all the, is it the lack of that in the WNBA that doesn't spark interest, or can it still spark a lot of interest the way it is?
No, because the NBA going crazy over fucking goddamn Steph and Kyrie. Neither one of them is just fucking dunking on nobody.
Well, it's the shooting ability and everything. Right.
And Kyrie crossing the shit out of everybody. Every female in the WNBA can do, they have the ability to do both of those. You ain't got to dunk to either one of those. So at any point in time, like I said, Sue Bird used to fucking goddamn really go to the cup and hit them with it, play some defense. You know what I'm saying? Diana Taurasi really be cooking females still to this day. Still be cooking females. So, you know what I mean? I didn't know about her for a while. Then I got gamed up on her. You know what I mean? I had to learn myself. I wasn't fully invested. You know what I'm saying? So I had to
I remember the Lisa Leslie days. And I remember when she came out of college.
And Rebecca Lobo.
Oh, yeah. Like, they were the pioneers of the WNBA, essentially. I remember when Lisa Leslie came out, and I looked at her, I was like, that was before. Learning about Lisa Leslie is what basically had me learn about Cheryl Miller. Because at first I was like, Lisa Leslie's the greatest female basketball player that of all time, blah, 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 blah. Then I hear Cheryl Miller. I was like, wait, Reggie Miller's sister? Yeah, the older sister. All right, let me look this up. 100 and something points in a game. I'm like, oh, damn. Okay, she did that. She used to beat Reggie Miller on the daily basis. Okay, Reggie Miller's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, okay. And to be known that Reggie Miller is still the second best Miller, Even though he's in the Hall of Fame, like you get to learn more about the history behind how the WNBA came to be and the influences behind it, and it's impressive. Why this isn't marketed more and shown more and everything? Oh man, like I know they just came out with the 30-30 right now of how the WNBA came to be, but there's still so much more that could be done. But I thought it was, you know, in some people's mind, it was the lack of the ooh and ah alley-oop dunks and all that other kind of stuff that happened in the NBA game and stuff like that. That kind of, but that's what I'm saying. If you're actual know what you're seeing and like the fundamentals and everything, like everybody loved the Spurs for a long time because they were the most fundamentally sound team in the NBA. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't be an excuse, but is that something that is that a factoring point for some people?
The Fairweather fans, yes. A lot of the Fairweather fans, they want the excitement because, I mean, basketball is entertainment. So entertain me. And I don't want to see no damn play sets. Y'all running fucking 35 screens just to get a 2-pointer. Like, I ain't trying to see that shit, bro. So, yeah, like for the Fairweather fans, they probably thinking like that. Like, but I mean, for people that play basketball and understand basketball, like, you know what I mean, a little more than a couple of years, they probably like, shit, let the girl go out there and do their thing, let them fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them get their shots in. Don't stop playing with them. Put our hands up.
They got some pretty solid shit talking and everything in there too.
Oh yeah, they be talking. I mean,
I've heard some of
more
the
shit than dudes.
Yeah. Let's be real, ladies. Y'all have more to say than we do, and that's a statistical fact. So the amount of shit, and in a competitive, high, adrenaline moment, woo, I've heard some of these mic'd up moments. Oh my lord, the things that get said. It's like, holy fuck. Wasn't it not too long ago? Skylar Diggins and Deanna Taurasi got into it on the sideline on the bench during a timeout.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, teammates fighting each other. Oh, okay. You see this in the NBA sometimes. That's something.
I mean, shit, they're in the heat of battle. They trying to make the playoffs.
And then what's her name? Liz Cambage. Is it Cambage or Cambridge? No,
I know you're talking about. Yeah, something like that.
Like her shit talking on the court is like, damn, because she towers over most of the women in the NBA.
Yeah.
So she's over there just like bodying everybody and calling everybody short in the process. I'm like, God damn, okay. Like that's it. There are aspects of it that are good, and that's something that we want to cover, and that's something that we want to bring more to light. I mean, again, it's not necessarily the responsibility, but I mean, we do want to help out because it is something that we as a group think that, kind of like what we said with Nick in the NHL, there's a lack of marketing, there's a lack of something, and we want to kind of help figure out what it can be and utilize what it is to the highest potential. And I mean, that should be the goal of everybody, to all the feminists, all the women who believe in the equal pay and everything else like that. That should be the goal, is to have the WNBA no longer be subsidized by the NBA. So let's make that happen, and then we'll start talking about you can be paying your ladies more and actually what they deserve for the amount of.
Do the WNBA got a G League? Do you know?
Mm-mm.
You saying no, they don't have it, or no, you don't know?
No, I don't think they do, because I think their G League is college. I don't think the women have a G League. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, they need.
I
They
could
need
be
to do
completely
it.
wrong with that, but
Cause ain't no way. All these female basketball players we see just say fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't all say fuck it. I think they really try out and then they just get turned down. Then they say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of what happens.
if there was a WNBA G League, that would give more opportunity. That's for sure. A little bit more incentive to want to play because there's still the opportunity to get into the WNBA through the G League.
I mean, they need to do something. Widen they bench, lengthen their bench or something. They gotta do something. Shit, I know these next group of girls that's in high school out there dunking nowadays. So, shit, y'all do something. Right now.
No, I saw that one
do
video. The girl just literally jumped over the other one and dunked on it. And I was like, did that really just happen? Oh,
she fucking out there. She bought them them jump soles. She thinks she's slick. She bought them damn jump soles.
Oh man, but ladies and gentlemen, so let's see, what we got coming up. We've got a lot coming up. So now, just wanted to give a little blueprint of what's soon to be happening. It's the end of July, coming into August, September. Football season is coming up. Training camp, everything is going on. We've got fantasy football coming up. We've got games with San Jose State coming up with those home games and everything else like that. So be on the lookout for all of that. For myself, my job allows me to have Sundays and Mondays off. So and I was talking to Mad Six a little bit about this off air before when we were on Facebook earlier. There are going to be 6 home games for San Jose State, the ones that we were going to cover. I probably will not be able to make all of them.
Okay.
There may be situations where because usually on Saturdays I get off relatively early, like around like 2:30 at the very latest 3:00. That could be, depending. It could turn into a situation where depending on how early I get off will depend on whether or not I make the game, because the timing of the game. If it's a morning game on a Saturday, chances are I'm probably not going to be able to make it. There will be games though. I know that I'm going to make. The San Jose State Hawaii game at San Jose State. I know I'm going to that. That one for sure. We all 3 of us, if not you and I, we will be there for that one.
Josh said, "I'll call out for that son bitch."
I mean, because I talked to my boss. Like I let him know about what we were doing and that there were six games from September into November that I needed to cover. And he told me, he's like, I don't know if I can honor all 6. Like a couple, 2 or 3 maybe half of them, but not all 6. And those 2, 3 need to be separated from each other by a good distance. So I know the last home game of the season is against Hawaii. So I know, so that's in late November. I know that. So if I have late November, I can kind of go from there and kind of space it out up until now. But for the most part, it's either going to be all of us or it's going to be one of us, because I know Matt Six is still booked, up until late November, early December. So it'll be a question of how many that he can make. So there may be times where it might just be K, and there's going to be times where it might be both of us. Hey, it may even get to a point where we're going to have to cover it from home, that we just might not be able to make the game that day. That just might end up how, life happens. But once again, it gets to the point where if you guys want us to have or to be able to do all of this stuff on a daily basis and to be able to, cover everything that you guys want covered, You guys got to share it out. You guys got to help us out. You guys got to hit those follows, the notifications, likes. You got to do it all because without the JAFFO Army, we can't grow into that. So with you guys' help, we could be able to do stuff like that. So if you guys like what you see, I feel like we're on a really good path. Even where we're at, we're on a good path. So there's good things that are going to be coming. But we want you guys to be in the know of everything that's going on, even though I don't have Kay and Matchsticks in the know with everything all the time, even though I should. As proven today by having Nick and Kay not at all knowing that we were having a guest today. But again, we appreciate everyone with the support, everyone that we've been talking to, all of our partners. I'm reaching out to all the partners and everything else like that to Groundbreaking Enterprises to Gunner Sports. I'm gonna try and see if I can get something from Popple and Mountain Mike's and Ray's. Maybe I can get a couple of things out of them. What we want to do in that case is instead of me, take it because our conversations can sometimes run just we're just talking, and we forget to do ads. At least at this way, it'll be more efficient for us to not only be able to take a break from our own, be able to breathe from our own talking. It gives the opportunity for our partners to be able to show you themselves um, what it is that they do and everything, and why we're partnering with them and everything else like that. So video ads, like full video commercial ads, are going to be coming to the show soon. It's going to be a more personal touch, though. I've reached out to Leslie, Groundbreaking Enterprise. I've reached out to Kenny and Sebastian. I'm probably going to have to pull something again with the other three, with Mountain Mike's, Rays, and Popple, because their corporate is different than the others. So I'll have to figure something out in order to get video ads from them. But nonetheless, just to make the production and to make it easier for not just ourselves, but our partners to get the word in as well. That's what we're doing. But for the football season coming up, the fantasy season coming around again, last year's fantasy champion, Damon Farr, will be the returning champ next year. And we are looking once again for people to join the league. At the end of the league, if you win, it is $100 and a surprise gift for the winner. So basically, all you have to do is you have to give us a follow and a like on. I'll put up the ad and everything. You don't have to do it right now, even though much encouraged. Go hit that subscribe, like, and notification button, and then hit that share button as well, so that all your friends and family can be able to enjoy the talk and conversation. Um, but getting all that together and making sure that the production and making sure that everything is good. Um, that's what we're trying to do, and we appreciate you guys for sticking with us for the whole thing. And we're making it to a point where I'm thinking, and Kay, this is me asking you right now, so in front of God and everybody else, be able to figure it out. I'm thinking for the shows, with the ad breaks and all that other kind of stuff, because I told Leslie, Kenny, and Sebastian for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, right, for their ad to be able to give good info, because I feel that's more than enough time to be able to give good information about the company and everything else like that. So uh, I was thinking, what is it that we can do? Because I want more people to be able, like, if they want, we're gonna have to some sort of like financial thing. Because I'm looking at it now, going like, I don't know about you, but I kind of believe in. Not kind of. I really believe in what we're doing. Um, from the feedback, and this is, call this a high conversation or whatever it is you call it. That's fine. Um, I really do believe in what we're doing. I've told you guys, you and Mad Sticks and Sunshine, and everybody else, like I really do, because it's a different take on things. It's a different, it's a more real conversation. It's not a sugar-coated, fucking robotic conversation. This is pure based on how we feel and what we see, and then if we don't agree with each other on something, we talk about it. And from the feedback that I've gotten, it's positive. There are trolls, obviously, but for the most part, it's pretty positive. But for this to really get off and going,
I got
okay,
an idea.
is there something? Is there something that we're missing? Or is it just something that it's just just continue to grind and we'll see?
Well, both. So I just feel like we probably need to interact with the people a little more. Like as far as figuring out how to actually get to touch the people, you know what I'm saying? Like being at places, figuring out things to do and have more content. Like Nick was saying, content is king. We got to be able to put more content out. Like the reaction videos are taking off for sure, so continue doing those. But we got to have like other content than just the episodes.
Well, the reaction videos and stuff like that, I was telling Mad Sticks, I wanted to give you and him the password to the JAFFO account so that you guys can do reactions. Because I mean, I don't want it really to just be me. I want like certain reaction videos to like sports reactions or whatever. If you're able to remix it and stuff, like do it on a reels, for you guys to have it on there too. Because again, it's not just me doing this. I'm not that. If I was talking to myself I wouldn't even know why the fuck I was doing it. But the fact that I have you guys to be able to bounce shit off of, and we have guests that we can talk to, and everything else like that, I do believe in the same thing. Like we need to get more like interactions with the viewers and listeners, in the sense of, well, we have the fantasy thing. That's one thing.
Yeah, but I mean like randoms. I mean like random people.
That's what I
people
mean.
That
like
no, I don't mean fantasy. I mean as far as like content just out with people. Like even if you're just asking motherfuckers like historical fucking sports questions. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just get like just say on some random shit, you and your wife just out. And you know what I'm saying? Like if she's willing to do it, just hey, can you film this right quick? And you just go ask a motherfucker historical goddamn sports question and seeing if they know it. And you could just that could be content. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you could ask motherfuckers just random ass questions. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like who's the fucking starting running back for the fucking Detroit Lions? Like nobody's gonna fucking guess that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know who it is. Well, no, I do like those videos where like, oh, if you can answer this question, I'll give you like $5 or some shit like that.
Yeah, like a fucking kind of a Starbucks gift card. I give you the Starbucks gift card. Like if you get this right, Starbucks on me today, and on this you got a gift card. Like you could fucking form it like that.
I wanted to do like, especially for when we do the San Jose State stuff. This just popped into my head right now. As it comes to interaction, right? Especially if it's a late game, like a 5 to 6 o'clock game, having a tailgate part with that, like that spinning wheel shit, because I'm trying to get like these, because I'm pretty sure I showed you. I want to get like the lighters with our logo and everything on it, like lanyards, just like small shit. You know what I mean? And then we'll while we're doing the tailgate, they spin the wheel, whatever it lands on, boom, that's the thing you get. You know,
Right.
or something like that. Be more interactive
Yeah,
outside
at
of
the games.
just this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the games and random interaction, people get more interested in shit like that as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, like, you can just figure out something to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, other content, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's definitely, we were already going to cover the game, and tailgate is a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, no, I don't know what it is, but I know it's something outside of the episodes
Just
and
this.
like the sessions, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. Like, it has to be like something outside of that. So it's showing like more personability to the people, if that's the right word, because I'm high.
Yeah, just more relatable and everything like that to people. Like something
There
that
you go.
can.
Being more personable. Thank you. Fuck.
I mean,
Well, I might have been
we're
right the
more than
first time.
welcome.
Shit.
I mean, we're more than welcome people, coming in the comment section and during the show and stuff. But that I feel like if we can interact with more people on the outside, that'll be something that okay, we can react with them on the outside. Hey, let's talk to them, during the show, bring in the comments and everything else like that. It's just the thing that I find difficult in this whole thing is a matter of scheduling and what we do for work. That's really the only thing that if I can perfect how it is that we kind of schedule everything it is that we do, that would make things so much easier. I was actually just about to ask you this. There's no chance in hell you move back out here to Sock, huh?
Hell no.
All right, I thought so. I thought so. No, that's fine. I just wanted to ask that. I just wanted to ask to find out.
No, I
Hey,
feel you. No. The reason why I'm laughing like this is last week I had a route in Davis, right? And I rolled my windows down. Because I was like, "Fuck, I'm tired of the AC." That heat hit me, and I was driving for about 20 minutes, bro. I was like, "Fuck this, yo! This is why I'm in the Bay Area, bro." That water is keeping me semi-cool, bro. Like, I cannot.
Bro, it's been hitting triple digits damn near every fucking day out here, bro.
That's
I'm out here moving furniture in people's houses. Tip your furniture people. Like, tip your movers. Tip all the people who deliver. Because holy shit, that's a hell of a job to do. No, that's what I was gonna say because I knew you were trying to actively look, so I was just wondering if at all there was any possibility that you would be interested in moving back down here for me to start talking to the people at work to help you out, at least with the job aspect, at least to start off while you're out here.
Got you.
Unless you find something else.
I'm not fucking with Sack no more, guy. I promise you.
Nah. I feel it. It's good. No, it's fine. It's completely fine.
Sack brings back a shitload of bad memories, bro. Like, I had great times out there, but I was like, "Fuck that, bro."
That's kind of one of the reasons. That's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want to go back to San Jose. Not, I mean, there was good memories, obviously, in San Jose. I'm not going to knock the entire city, but there's certain situations I'd rather just all that kind of stuff. I'm not running. I just don't want to be where negative things happen. So I came out here and everything's been fine. But no, I asked that because, like I said, I do want it to get to a point where all three of us are like in the same room doing it and talking and everything. But in the meantime, until things like that could happen, no, I do like the interactive aspects. I do like the tailgating thing. I wanted to do not just for the college games, but in case we go to a pro game, like we go to, let's say the Bucks come and play the Niners, one year we get tickets to that game and go tailgating and stuff like that, doing an interactive thing there. Or if we decide somehow to go fucking catch a Bucks game out there in Tampa, to finally go get that interview out there in Miami with Andrew and James, capitalize on that shit. Just saying, like, there's a lot of things that, pro games and stuff like that we can tailgate and be interactive and stuff like that. And I do like the aspect of asking people, random sports questions and, hey, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like when it comes to random sports questions, we need to read the room. We got to be in a certain area, in a certain space in order to pull that off. It has to be almost at an athletic event for us to do that.
Not necessarily. You can always catch people just in a jovial mood, man. Like, it don't necessarily have to be like, you could be in Costco and catch somebody, ask them some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can catch people anywhere. Like, you don't have to necessarily always be in a sports setting. Sports settings for sure is going to be very easy, for sure to go to.
Absolutely.
But I like, you can just catch, like, most of those reaction shits, you catching people random places. Like, motherfuckers catch them coming out of the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, people catch people in different fucking spaces at the mall. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you can catch people anywhere.
Yeah.
It don't necessarily have to always be sports, though.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to, at least for the JAFFOs, because, by the way, 100 followers now on Twitter, all organic. Hell yeah. Appreciate that, guys. We finally hit that milestone. So let's go even farther from here. We hit over 200 followers on Instagram. We appreciate everybody over there on IG for giving us love. And yeah, man, there's a lot of ideas and a lot of things that we can do, that we want to do, that we kind of need y'all's help to do. So show up, show out, and once again, follow, like, subscribe, share, that. Wake yourself up in the morning with a nice bell and a notification every time we drop an episode or go live. Yeah. You got anything, Kay, before we head out?
Make sure you wash your ass.
Well said. Well said, my friend. Well said. Love each other. Do be good, and don't forget to wash your ass. We love you guys. All pro job folks, for myself, JP, for the 610 Beast, Mr. Country K. We will see you guys next time. Deuces.
Aloha.
Oh, he said it.